There we go. We're live.
Hello.
Hello. Hello. And welcome to the lockdown. This is the second week of Leanne's Weekly Weigh-In Live. So welcome to Leanne's Weekly Weigh-In. I am Leanne and this is
Paula, the other half.
the other half.
Whatever tickles your fancy.
And this week on our scales.
On our home scales.
On our home scales, yes. It's our home scales this week. So this week on our scales, I lost 1.5 pounds, which is a total weight loss of, I think, 39.5 pounds in total.
Well done, dear.
I know. I'm really excited about that. So we are going live and we are just going to sip some tea and talk about everything
world.
that's gone on this week in the world of Slimming World and just the world in general, because it's been a bit crazy. We've got three people viewing us.
Ooh,
So yes,
yes.
It's been a bit crazy. So I've lost 1.5 pounds this week. And that was on the virtual Slimming World. Now I don't know if anybody else has been doing it, but our group has been doing a virtual weigh-in and a group, and we did our first one on Monday, just gone, and we are home. And I don't know why it is. As soon as I got on it, the dogs have been good all day. I've been working from home, and then as soon as I got on the iPad, there was Buster never ever.
He starts whining,
but
he clippity-clopping all over the floor.
But he never ever comes over. And this time he was me while I was being weighed in and everything. So it was a bit bizarre, but it actually did work, and it dropped out a bit. But I've got some information from Slimming World. So the virtual sessions are actually starting properly this week. I think last week they were trialing them, and they're going to be on our page, on our Facebook page, where you can actually call a number and register. It's £2.50 a week, and what you do is you stand on your scales, and then what you then do, you send over your information to your group. What's the word of it? What is she? Leader. She's not consultant.
My mind's just going off.
I know.
Wondering.
I'm
not focused.
No,
I think it's just because we've been indoors for a week.
We have. I've been indoors for 2 weeks.
Yeah, you have actually. You haven't left the house for
I need to take the dogs down.
14 days. You're just on the green, and that's it.
Yeah, but anyway, NHS, then it's free. So you phone the number up, register to become a member of Slimming World, and you can do your virtual weigh-ins. I wonder if they will do international virtual weigh-ins now.
No idea. They should be.
I don't know. Could join our group. People from the States could join our group in Greenwich. So I think it's really good, and it just goes to show you how people are starting to embrace this whole blighty spirit. When we were all out there clapping at 8 o'clock on Friday. Was it Friday? Yeah, it was Friday, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
today's Sunday.
It's Sunday today.
Lost track of the day.
Yeah, it's Sunday today, but it was so good. Anyway, that's sort of it. What it's like at the moment for Slimming World. It's a bit of a weird one. We're just out there in the ether, and the same as working. It's all virtual at the moment. But how are you all doing? How are you all doing out there with your weight losses and in this virtual world? It's a bit weird, isn't it? I have to say.
What the hell is going on?
I
And
know.
then you've been strong and I've been weak, and I've been strong and you've been weak, and
it's all been. It's still a little bit all over the place, and I did have a bit of a down time, and I had a bit of an emotional session, didn't I? And I overate a bit, but I recognised group on the on our Slimming World closed Facebook group with our group in Greenwich, and they've been absolutely brilliant. So I didn't know whether to do it or not. I didn't know whether to actually say, "Oh no, I've just had a bit of a binge." I don't think I did too much damage. I think I did about.
You had a couple of days in the week, but nothing major. And
Yeah.
then you made up for it by.
Yeah,
I noticed that you barely ate anything for breakfast, and then you hardly ate anything.
Well, I didn't eat any sins on that day. The day after, yeah. But I think it was probably about 10 sins that I ate. I actually had a. Remember, I came in. I had a slice of your toast, and I didn't eat.
I know you haven't eaten bread for months.
No,
yeah, that surprised me.
but I went on. But I went on to. I didn't actually enjoy it. I have to say, I didn't enjoy that toast at all.
Oh, okay.
No. Anyway, I did go online and I confessed my sin. I was like, oh help! I've been really good, and I had a bit of an overwhelming day. It's a lot has gone on at work, obviously, where I work at the moment, but it was just a little bit difficult. And I went on there and I spoke to people, and there was lots of people from my group. And this, I'm going to read out their names because I want to personally thank you, because you supported me while I was going through it. So Dawn Henry, you were the first to jump on there and say, don't worry about it, love. Keep going. So thank you, Dawn. Sam Owen, thank you so much, and your mum.
Hello,
Mel.
Richie.
She listened.
Hello, darling.
And then Anne-Marie Williams, Vivian Morris, Amy Smith, who is our consultant, my friend Carol Sullivan, thank you, Carol, and also Penny Wilcox. I want to thank all of you lovely ladies, because you really supported me when I was really going through it, and I felt really bad. But the nice thing was, you actually all said to me, Leanne, you recognised that you were doing it and you stopped, and I was able to curb it. So I do think, touched words, that I'm okay, and I think I'm going to be okay this week on those scales. So tomorrow we do the scales, and I will be.
So what are you down to now?
So I'm down to 11 stone 6.5 pounds. I'm getting near to you, aren't I?
You're still.
Okay, all right.
All right, no,
okay,
no,
all right, okay.
No, you're doing well. You're doing well.
No, so
to be honest, I haven't actually weighed myself. I've probably gone up a bit.
I think you should start doing virtual weights. Because
I haven't worked for like a week, so I'm put on about 3 pounds.
We decided to have tea today, didn't we? We've had dinner. You decided.
You said, are you going to have booze? I said, no, we're going to have tea.
Me. So I don't know if you've seen this trend going on. The coffee one, where you whip the coffee up with the sugar and it makes it all frothy, and it's 2 tablespoons of instant coffee, 2 tablespoons of sugar, and 2 tablespoons of hot water. We'll have a proper, like a Starbucks-ish coffee.
Stevia's the sweetness.
Yeah, the sweetener. Right. So I did 2 tablespoons of stevia, and it goes really thick and frothy. And what we did was I put 2 tablespoons of the froth, and I put it into the pot, into the cup, and I put hot water over the top, and it froths up. And honestly, you don't need any other coffee in it because it's already got coffee in it there.
So.
But it was really, really good, and it just goes to show, that was something that we'd seen, that there seems to be a trend. Every time I pick up on Facebook or I go onto YouTube, there is this thing with the coffee. I thought, I wonder if it'd work with stevia.
Got to give that a go,
Give that a go.
Yeah.
We did, and it was really nice.
I'm just wondering where the mother is.
Oh, she's
there. She's quiet in the background.
No, she's there, but I can see that Richie's on there. Hello, Richie. It's so lovely to see you. And also a big shout out to Richie Litchfield's Lifestyles. He's got his lifestyle channel, which we do that. Now, how long have I known Richie? I've probably
longer than I've known you.
Yes, so I must be about 20 odd years now, probably even longer. But Richie is a famous presenter. He was very, very famous presenter. Was it UCB or what? Not UCB. That's the Christian.
No idea.
He was on one of the channels.
He's probably screaming at the
He's
computer now.
He'll tell us in a minute what it is. But he was one of my friends I had way back when. And in London.
Was it like a game show thing?
Yeah, it was like casino. I'm sure it was Channel 5 or something.
I'm sure you're going to tell us now.
He will tell us, but he's actually got his own lifestyle channel where he shows you where he's been, and he does like tours of different countries. I think he did the Benidorm. I'm sure he did Benidorm.
Oh, yeah,
the actual TV series. He went around all that area, and he does that. So go and see him. Litchfield's Lifestyles. It's really, really, really worth watching. Anyway, so yes, that's really all about what there's not really that much to add, is there?
We're into our, like, tomorrow is the 7th day of week 1 isolation. It's Monday, isn't it?
Yeah,
So it's
full
7 days.
week, yeah.
And what you're saying that we could possibly be going
Yeah,
for 6 months.
Yeah, your lady. This one likes the lady, the health. I don't know if she's the health secretary or she's the NHS director or somebody like that.
I said she'd make a great dominatrix. No, it's not her. She's a reporter.
No.
Like a Sky reporter.
Oh no.
And she's got a jet black bob.
No, this
looks really strict.
No, this is the health secretary. This is the NHS health director lady who looks like a headmistress.
Was she in the where they were announcing with the three? No, it's not her.
Yeah. Okay, so
So no, it's not her. I'll find if I had my phone,
no.
I could look her up.
Yeah, no.
She's a Sky reporter.
No, it wasn't a Sky reporter.
But she's not one of the main reporters. She's like she only does a certain topic. It's either just politics or whatever.
No, this was actually the lady that could possibly last for 6 months.
6 months.
Which is great.
Well, no, it is great in a way.
Because we're saving money. That's one thing.
Running out of money. Let's live in the real world.
Yes.
No, in all seriousness, I mean, I'm self-employed. So, and I do a physical job. I'm a landscaper outside. So it means I can't work for certainly the 3 weeks that we're on lockdown for. So we've got another 2 weeks to go. And
she said it's going to
be. I expected in my mind anyway that this is going to go on certainly longer than 3 weeks.
I don't know where the 3 weeks came from because
wasn't it 21 days?
No, I thought it was 3 months.
Okay, I thought it was 3 weeks, as in 21 days. 3 7.
I don't know. I suppose that I've seen other things through work.
But either way, we're on lockdown,
no,
and obviously it's affecting me and obviously millions of other self-employed people. I can't go to work. So it's all very well being at home. I love it. Don't get me wrong, but it's just the biggest worry for everyone is money. We're running it to run out of money.
I think the government have been quite sensible.
Well, no, I love the great outdoors. That my job for me. I love nature and I love being outside. And obviously I can't do that. We can we haven't even been doing much exercise, going for the one walk a day or whatever it is.
No, I
just stayed indoors.
I got a bit paranoid and didn't go out at all.
I mean, I've been shopping twice.
Since
Monday.
And you've been up to M&S, haven't you? And they've got lots of.
Yeah, I've done it twice now, and they're very good. Obviously, they stagger all the lines. You have to queue up outside. But yeah, it's quite surreal.
Yeah, we've got to say thank you to all of our workers on the front line because they're absolutely amazing. What they're doing is just brilliant.
Obviously, I just got what we needed for now. Sorry.
So I'm really grateful that we can go and get that. Did you notice where the greengrocers up the road was?
I think it was
open.
It was the other day, but.
So this is a real great time to support local. I think that's one of the other things that we're really trying to look for, and it's difficult. I find it really difficult at the moment of trying to think of new things, new ways of and what foods we can actually be cooking and using mainly the cupboard staples. But it was trying to get those speed foods in. But then today I did a chili con carne, and I put some corn in there, but I put some quinoa in as well, and that was quite nice because I had some quinoa in a jar. So I thought, I'll put some of that in, and that worked out really quite nice. Oh dear. Oh dear. Anyway, so yeah, that's I think that's one of the hardest things for me is I'm not so bothered about the exercise because I know that we're allowed to go out, and I think that because this week, because I didn't know what. After I found out this weekend that the government has said that we can carry our holiday over for 2 years.
All right.
Yeah, that's what they've said to us if we're employed. But I've taken my holiday, my last year's holiday. I'm taking it this week. So we're going to be off together this week. So I thought, well, might get out there and start doing the running again and do the running app because that's quite
funny. I'm a walker. You don't really like walking, do you?
No, I do like walking.
Yeah, you're more a runner, and I'm not really a runner.
Well, I don't know. When we've done it before, you've gone off and left me.
It's because I run fast. I just can't dawdle along. I have to. Oh, there she is. No, it was Thursday. What's she talking about?
Oh no, it was Thursday. Oh, the clapping.
Ah, right, okay. Ah, you're there, mother. Yes. Hello, darling. Was it Thursday?
I can't remember.
God.
Did you know?
Every day, I went to bed last night at nearly 2 o'clock instead of 1 o'clock.
Did we go to bed at 1 o'clock?
Yeah, it was about that time.
So,
Yeah. 'Cause was I drawing? I can't remember what I was doing. What were
yeah,
we doing?
you
Oh, it's so exciting. I've just forgotten what I was
share
doing.
the drawings.
So yeah, what have you all been doing whilst being cooped up indoors? So one thing I do is I used to draw a lot because I love art. That is my creative passion. So here is my new pad, and so I've done a few drawings.
I was pleased with that. That was what we got in.
So I love to draw little goblins. If you can see that. So another one today, which as soon as we've done this vid, I shall be up all night drawing this. It's the same character, if you can see that. So yeah, back into my art. Love
That's
it,
really
love it, love it.
good. So you also, I think what else you've got that you can start doing again is your mosaics.
I know, I've actually got that in mind, funnily enough. Yeah, I
Yes,
was thinking about that today and yesterday.
and they said that people have taken up knitting, which is really great, which is what I've been doing.
People could finish knitting.
I will finish it. Now, listen, one of the things I'm good at knitting. One of the things I can't stand is sewing. So I hate sewing up all of the garments. I've knitted it. So I've got a jumper for you, haven't I? That I was doing for
When
Christmas.
did you start that?
I did it in
Literally
November.
like September. I was going to say.
No, November.
Okay.
And I did, and it's all knitted. It just needs sewing up. So while I'm off this week, I'm going to sew that up. I am going to sew it up, and then next week you can wear it.
Well, thank you, dear.
There you go. You can wear it.
I was going to wear it tonight, wasn't I? Yeah.
You was going to wear it tonight, but I didn't get up till late.
It's all right. Doesn't matter.
I had a really nice sleep.
So I feel a bit lethargic. I'm really quiet, just sitting
It
here.
is a bit funny. Do you find?
It's funny. I was all fired up earlier, and now I'm just like, oh.
But do you find that where we haven't been out?
It makes you more tired. I know it does. I know. I'm literally like
tired.
Before I got ready earlier, I went to bed.
I know you did.
I was in bed for an hour, like just sparko.
I was watching Super Size.
I thought you were
No, Super Size Super Skinny versus Super Skinny. I love that program. I love it.
Did you watch
Dr. Christian?
the Welsh guy?
Yeah.
The one who was like the biggest man ever.
Yeah.
Did you finish watching it?
Yeah. He lost loads of weight.
Wow.
He lost 2 stone, and then he did it. They did a follow up a year later, which was really, really good. So they're quite good. If you go and have a look at those, there's the Super Size Super Skinny and films, haven't we? We watched. Actually, I fell asleep at Wally yesterday. You watched Wally.
And then you crept off upstairs.
And Dad watched Wally, didn't he?
You did, apparently.
So Dad,
yeah.
And a virtual party with them, seeing about who's watching what.
Oh, you can see what people have watched.
Yeah, I was sneaky seeing what they've been watching. So Mum has watched. She watched Nutcracker. She told me she watched that, and she wanted to see. She said I should watch it. The Nutcracker in the 4 Realms. I haven't seen that one yet. She watched Dumbo, which I haven't seen, and she's watched Lady and the Tramp, which I haven't seen either. We watched Atlantis, which I really like.
Which I was
Titans as well, didn't we?
Hercules was actually quite good.
Yes,
that was the best one out of the cartoon ones. Atlantis, I wasn't too mad about.
Now I'd have to say, I've just seen on the National Geographic part of Disney Plus. There's Atlantis Revisited, which is a documentary where the archaeologists go and discover Atlantis. I haven't visited like proper people, not cartoon.
Okay.
So I thought we could watch that. So that there's lots of bits and pieces on Disney Plus, as well as all of the. I've been watching Recess as well.
That's the cartoon thing.
Yeah. I like.
I haven't watched it. Is it a children's thing?
Yeah,
it's not an adult cartoon.
No. Simpsons is on there though. Yeah. But I quite like Recess. It's one of the things I used to watch in the 90s. So yeah, there's lots of. I'm really pleased with Disney Plus actually, and I'm quite pleased. A couple of things I watched on Netflix. There's a new documentary on there called The Tiger King, and I started watching that.
Quite a few of my friends have been watching that.
It's really. Facebook. I watched the first 2 episodes.
Is it like about him and a rival with this woman who's trying to basically stop him?
I think he murdered her.
Really? Oh, I have to watch that.
I think he had.
Oh, I love a juicy murder.
I don't understand. I really don't understand these Netflix. I don't understand them at all. So because they did the making of Making of a Murderer?
Yeah, we started watching that.
Was it that one?
That was last year. So sorry, just going back to the Tiger King. How many parts are there?
I don't know. I think there's about. I don't know.
Okay.
There's at least 3 because I've watched 2 of them, but it's a bit weird. It's sort of like. It's almost like it. it's almost like a reality TV show, yet you know that he's done something really bad.
So was it filmed some time ago, or was it just been filmed?
Well, this is the thing I don't understand. I don't know if anybody else watches those sorts of programs or knows anything about it. But one of the they've got sort of like they've got footage from way back, because obviously he's a bit of a celebrity in Florida, and there's lots of footage of him and local TV things, which and local like local reporters and doing stuff like that about it. And then you see these interviews, but these interviews look like in the now, but I don't, and it's shot a bit like RuPaul's Drag Race, you know, where you've got them doing
Sashay away.
Well, yeah, I think
Tiger King sashay away.
Well, no, I think it's the woman that sashayed away, and I think that's
right.
why he's
Did she disappear?
I don't know. See, I don't know, because I haven't got to that bit yet.
Right. I'm gonna have to watch this.
Yeah, it's a bit
Sounds good.
bizarre. It's the most bizarre thing. Sorry if I'm spoiling anything.
So yeah, I saw it. I saw the trailer for it after Better Call Saul.
Oh, did you?
Last episode, and I watched it. I thought this looks intriguing.
Well, it's because Matthew Trapper, he'd watched it, and he was saying,
oh yeah, that's who I saw.
And I thought, right, I'm gonna watch it. So yeah, and I don't know. I don't know how I feel about things like that. What was the other one? The one that, you know, with the lady that was in the cult with him, who was in that film. Valley of the Dolls.
Oh right, okay, yeah.
Yeah, she was
Sharon Tate.
Yeah,
yeah.
She got murdered. She was part of that, wasn't it? That was him, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was Charles Manson.
Yeah, we watched that. We watched that program, didn't we?
It's delightful
it
viewing.
It was a bit weird
for your lockdown viewing.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about those true crime movies. The one that I do want to see is I want to watch the one about the daughter who killed her mother because she was Munchausen by proxy. Have you seen that one? That's on there. Yeah, that's with Patricia Arquette's in it.
So it's an adaptation.
Yeah, because that's that, and I know that was a true story. So she made out that the child was disabled and very ill, and was actually that's one of the ones that I want to see. I think it's called The Act. So I wanted to see that. So yeah, there's lots of things that we can sit and be couch potatoes at, which doesn't actually help. But I do think, I know you keep saying, oh, it's exercise, but I actually think I know it's 20% exercise and it's 80% food. So that's my biggest fear, is that when I go back,
it'll stay as it is, and you're not going to basically pile on the pounds.
And I know that they're saying 6 months now, so I don't know. I suppose.
Where are we now? So it's March, April, May, June, July, August, September. Yeah.
I said September.
We're in for a great summer.
I didn't one of your.
That's what made me think of it, Alex.
Yeah.
She actually said that by September,
months,
we're kind of going to peak, and then by about September.
So all of the things. So I found out that the colour conferences are now being cancelled. It's been postponed to next year, and also Spring Harvest that has been postponed.
Everything's been postponed. All the gigs that I was going to go to, absolutely. I mean, you know this anyway. It's just
But Spring Harvest are doing Spring Harvest at home, so you can actually tune in via the YouTubes. And you can do your Spring Harvest on there, which I think is really quite good.
What is that, this April?
Yes, so for Easter, so that'll be really nice and something to look forward to. Because I honestly think as well, this is a real time of contemplation.
We're sitting in now. Seriously, we're just like we're quite fairly quiet, and it's a bit weird. It is just weird. It's a very surreal situation going on in the world, and it's like. One of your friends yesterday, one of your school friends, he said, I can't sleep again. And everybody's just quietly, reflecting and thinking, what is really going on? And this is out, what is really going to happen? And that's just on everyone's mind right now. And we just, we have times where we just sit there quietly reflecting on life. And, you just think, I'm just so thankful for everything I have and everything I have had up to now. And it's like this is real. It's like it seems like I think it takes time to sink in, and it affects everybody in different ways. Obviously, You know, we get anxiety, we get stressed, we get depressed, felt quite emotional. You know, I just want to go and cry in the corner. And I have actually. And then, yeah, seriously, you know, it's honestly, I'm just speaking from my heart. I'm just thinking this is a shitstorm of a situation that we're in. But, and I said this to Andrew last night, who put the comment he couldn't sleep. And I said, look, you've just got to learn to let your fear go, because, you know, fear creates paranoia, stress, anxiety. It weakens you. You just have to try and let your fear go and just think things are going to get better. I mean, I know obviously people have lost their lives, but you have to be positive. It's the only way to go forward, and that things will get better. They will improve. So you just have to try and let your fear go, basically.
I mean, we've had our church. We've created a women's group online, and she had a prayer session, and this week as well in church, online church now. It's again, this seems a bit weird, but you know, our church is talking about those exactly the same thing, and what we mentioned last week about anxiety, you know, and not being anxious. And one of the things I loved it today, I absolutely loved it. One of the things that Mike was playing, he's been playing his keyboard or his piano, and singing, and he did Cast Your Burdens on Jesus, and we're doing Higher Higher. And I remember doing that with the kids years and years ago. We used to do it with the kids, and I was jumping around the front room with the dogs, and Poppy was going, oh, and we were doing Higher Higher, and it was really good. So and that the whole thing is about, if you don't have a faith and you're not interested in that side, that's fine. I completely get where you're coming from, but when it comes to your anxieties, and when it comes to anything, you need to cast your burdens away, get rid of them. And we totally believe that, you know, for us, it's casting them, and having that relationship with Jesus helps through these troubled times. And I think that that's when I've got a little bit, you know, and I don't think I've cried. I've got a couple of times I felt really anxious, and I've had some, because I've got hay fever, and it really plays up at night.
And then obviously
and then I get
you
really
get paranoid. You think, I've got a sore throat.
Yeah. So I do because
I've done that multiple times this week.
Yeah, because it's always at the night. It's first thing in the morning, and it's at night. I got this really bad sore throat, and I feel a bit groggy in the nose and the eyes, and a bit headachy. But I know that it's hay fever,
and I've had to reassure you.
I know. I mean,
because I've had it too, and obviously I work with trees and plants, and funnily enough, last year I really suffered from hay fever for the first time ever. It really got to me, you know, and it's like, the way I describe it, it's like smoking a menthol cigarette.
Yeah.
And when you inhale it, and you get that menthol, you know, thing inside your nose and down your throat. That's what it's like. And I'm so grateful for that, because it's like, you know, people like, you know, your mum, my dad, you know, I'm just, obviously my heart goes out to everyone that's on their own. So I'm just so thankful that we have each other. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm happy, you know, I can entertain myself quite easily on my own, because I'm an only child, but yeah, I'm just so grateful that we do have each other. Yeah. So it's good to do something like this. You know, we're just live now on YouTube, and I've kind of just been sitting here a bit quiet, you know, kind of people watching think, this is a bit boring. And it's just like, I'm just trying to be real. But at the same time, yes, we have moments of darkness. Like I said, you know, you've just got to let your fear go and just think things are going to get better. So yeah, I'm just, you know, we're sitting here now, and I'm just,
it will.
Usually I'm really jovial, and I can just like joke and talk for England and waffle on, and I love a good laugh.
We had a laugh today, haven't we?
I know, it's really weird, because today
it's the first
I was quite fired. No, seriously, I was quite fired up earlier, and I had all these things in my head that I was going to say tonight. I thought, oh yeah, you know, lots of gags, quips, and jokes. I thought, yeah, I'll throw that into the mix, and I just kind of like just started our live feed, and I'm kind of just sitting here like a, you know, sack of potatoes.
But we're not going to be a sack of potatoes.
I don't mean to, because I'm not.
We're not going to be a sack of potatoes. I think what we want to say is that we're here for you guys. Yeah. We're here for you.
That's the reason we're doing this now, just to basically say hello to people, and we're all in this together, even though we're all separated right now in our own homes. And but it's just a way of communicating with you and saying, we feel you, and we've just got to try and get through this.
Yeah, we'll get
And
through it. We'll get through it. I know they were saying about the on the virtual weigh-in that it was going to be £2.50 a week, and I was like, oh great, we'll pay the £2.50. That's fine, we'll do that. And Amy was saying, oh, you okay with that? And I was like, yeah, I'll be fine. I said, because what will happen is I'm hoping that for while I'm in lockdown, I'm going to get to Target. So when I come back, I'll get a refund on my countdown. He was like, oh,
£2.50, dear.
Yeah. No. It's like 50 quid.
Oh, right. Okay.
I thought I'd get, but they're not doing that because you can actually use your countdown. So your countdown is so they said it. My countdown finishes. My virtual countdown will finish in August.
Okay.
So yeah. So I'm paid up virtually.
Oh, well, you're right.
on Slimming World until August. So that is my goal, that by the time that we get back and we see each other, I will be at my 143, which is, that's what I'm going to do this week. I'm going to watch Mr. Rogers.
Okay.
I'm going to watch that documentary again because that's going to cheer me up, because he was really cheered me up.
I said this earlier, I'm going to watch, not your cup of tea, I'm going to watch the Lord of the Rings trilogy, extended editions. She rolls her eyes. But I won't watch them with you. I'll just watch them quietly on my own.
Can you watch them when I go back to work? So then I'm upstairs and you're
as long as you're up here, yeah. Oh, that's good. I'll take that.
I don't mind the Lord of the Rings.
It's not your bag, is it?
It just goes on a bit.
It's a bit like, Pixar is not really my bag, or
you liked Pixar.
I'm not really.
I thought you liked Wally.
Yeah, it was okay. I know my dad liked it if he's watching.
Oh.
Yeah, it was okay. And then you buggered off upstairs.
Right.
I did watch the end.
Yeah, because your dad was watching it.
All just like the human race had just turned to.
You
don't want to become like, like that.
I got triggered by it. I thought, oh God, no.
Is that why you disappeared?
Yeah.
Was they all rolled out of their chairs?
Because that was the day that I was feeling. Oh no, it wasn't. It was yesterday. Was it yesterday? Oh, this is a thing.
So we have moments of just where you're just quiet.
Yeah.
Then I see it in you.
I just go. Yeah.
No. And you sit there quietly, and I can see that you're not exactly your jovial self either. And which is why I'm so pleased I've started my drawing again, because I used to draw a lot, and I paint. And but the drawing particularly is just something that I feel so good to be back into.
No, I think it's really good, and I think I'm going to start doing my knitting again, and to start
sewing up my jumper, love.
No, I just said after you've done that. After I've done that, love.
We'll do it whenever. Seriously,
no,
I mean, where are we going? We're not really in a hurry, are we?
No, I'll definitely do your jumper tomorrow. And then I'm just thinking whether I should make myself something, because I never made myself anything.
You make yourself something there.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Might do.
I'll probably be up all night drawing now, and I'll just put my head. This is a good thing to do. Just put your headphones on, crank up your music, and then you can just.
I don't even know if that's a good thing, to stay up all night doing a project. I think we need to get ourselves into a routine.
Oh. How many times do you stay up and I go to bed?
I know.
Or we're gonna have a domestic online.
We need to.
Seriously, you stay up a lot.
Do I?
And I go to bed, but then you do fall asleep downstairs.
Fall asleep.
Yeah. I'm not saying I'm going to stay up all night long. I might be up till about 2.
No.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh no.
Yeah, so there you go.
Yeah, I don't make a habit of it, because you'll get into that routine.
I know. See, this is it as well. I'm used to getting up, going out to work, like millions of other people. It's okay for you. You can work from home, so your mind is occupied.
I have to say though, I will say this, even though I do work from home, I only work in that 2. Well, I am when you're here. I have to say, because I can't.
I'm so sorry, dear.
Well, I'm usually downstairs with the dogs doing my stuff, and then you're down there, and I think, I feel like
I can't lock myself in a cupboard.
No. So I come up here.
Give me a tube so I can at least get some air.
But then up here,
I noticed that you put a whole array of dolls here.
Yeah.
You've got Mary Poppins.
Yeah.
But they're just out of camera shots, so we've got Mary Poppins, and we've got Baby Yoda again, and we've got this
Mickey.
This LGBT Mickey.
Oh yeah, because there's no Pride this year.
I know everything is cancelled. Absolutely everything. Sparkle's cancelled. And then we've got this one who I always forget. Who's this?
This is the fairy godmother.
Oh,
This is
okay.
new because this year Cinderella is 70 years old, and I've been a fairy godmother. She's too bright in here, isn't it? So this is fairy godmother.
Yoda.
And
baby.
I actually got this. I got. When did I get this? We were a couple of months ago when we
Did
were.
we buy it out somewhere?
No, I went out when I was at the Disney store.
Oh, okay.
Oh, she's lovely.
There you go, dear. I'll pop her back on the radio.
Yeah, she looks like my mum, doesn't she?
There you go, mother. It's you.
Oh, well, that's nice because I can give her a virtual hug, can't I?
There you go.
Oh, my mum.
I'll give you a hug, mother. Look.
She does Google Hangout, so we get to see her on the Google.
Yeah, she's a bit quiet. Look.
I know.
Come on, dear.
She's probably watching something on Disney.
She's probably
Plus.
fallen asleep.
Yeah.
Just listening to us two waffle on.
We are waffling today, aren't we? Shall we go?
Yeah, it's been 41 minutes.
Yeah, I think it's
So,
no,
not right now.
We'll be dancing around the room later. You could be bouncing around.
I'll do it with my headphones on, dancing to a bit of Slipknot.
I think it's important that people see both sides of us because I mean, this is, as I said, this is how we are. We do bounce off of each other, but also when we're very serious, we're a bit serious. But I think it's a serious time, but we will get through this, and we'll get through it if we all pull together. So definitely, you know, I said this last week, we need to build up a community because we're all stuck in our little homes, or big homes, depending on where you are.
Paul said to me the other day, what wall shall I stare at tomorrow?
Well, this one's quite nice because it's got maps on it.
No. And it's got all my cabinets.
Perhaps we should watch Treasure Island.
I said to you, I don't think I've ever seen that.
You've never seen Treasure Island?
Possibly.
With Long John Silver.
I mean, I love pirates.
Yeah, so it's good. I mean, this is again one of the 60s ones from
The colour.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's colour. And then they did Treasure Planet, which was one of the last.
It's quiet today. Look.
It is very quiet.
Where's Belinda? Where's Debbie?
No, I know they're not there.
They're not there.
There's 4 people watching us.
I know. I can see.
We're going to get lots of thumbs down this week.
I know. Look, perhaps we should wrap it up.
We'll wrap it up. We will wrap it up, and we will try and be jovial. We'll try and find something to talk about next week, which is a bit more than just because it's all it is. It's weighing.
I think it's just
there's no news. There's no news. Yeah. That's the thing. The news is very, very somber, and there's no news.
I've tried to ignore the news the last couple of days because it's just like.
No, but I mean, Slimming World News. We haven't even got any products. Actually, we actually need to go down to. Might have a pop down to Iceland. Okay. Don't know if there's any news.
But look, let's wrap it up.
Let's wrap it up.
44 minutes.
Yes. Well, thank you for listening to us.
Thank you, those 4 people. Sorry if it's been a bit somber, a bit non-entertaining this time. But
look and chat to us on there, and we'll just have a bit of a banter and let me hear what you're watching, and share videos and share your weight losses and everything like that. And I suppose we could even do perhaps we could even do a group session next week. We can do where you've been on your weight loss journey and where we've been, and hopefully we'll get more people watching.
Yeah, because I know obviously this is primarily Slimming World, so you've got to get back to you. Okay. But on that note,
yes,
we will love you and leave you,
and we'll see less of you next week.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Oh, even your mum was